Hey everyone, and welcome to the first video that I'm making for my YouTube channel, the Summer 2025 Anime Recap. Basically, this video is just going to address some of the anime that I watched this summer season, and I'm going to give some of my brief thoughts on them as I go through. I'm going to start off with the anime that I had planned to watch, and then I'm going to go through the ones that I kind of picked up along the way after hearing about them or just seeing them and being intrigued. And then I'll give you guys my hidden gem pick for the season, basically the thing that I watched originally and found out that I really liked, and I think it's definitely a standout for the season. And without further ado, let's get into the video. Okay, so first up, we have Grand Blue Dreaming, back with its second season since 2018. This one's always a really fun watch. It was just as silly, stupid, and raunchy as I remember watching the first season. I really like the gag humor, so it was nice to have that back in a lot of ways, just seeing all the different ways the cast members interact with each other and just seeing how different gags are just introduced into the show. And this is definitely one of the few shows that I feel like can get an actual laugh out of me, so that's actually really nice because sometimes things aren't as funny to me, but I think that one was actually pretty funny in a lot of instances. There's a couple new characters that are introduced as well, and honestly, I can't wait to see more from a third season, as they did kind of say at the end for the smart viewers who did for the smart viewers who already realized this. We have a third season in the works. So I'm excited to see how that one goes, and I'm excited to see another third season of this completely just stupid, wacky plot that I happen to love. Next up, we have the highlight of my Thursdays, every single Thursday. You already know it's Dandadan Thursday, back with season 2. This one was really good. I love this season. It had a perfect mix of action, funny moments, and character development. The Cursed House arc, honestly, was so much fun to watch. I really loved seeing both. I love seeing Gigi's character on display because at first when he was introduced I was a little annoyed, but honestly seeing how empathetic he was to Evil Eye really kind of he grew on me. I was like, okay, I'll tolerate your presence. um, and yeah, it also gave me that moment between Momo and Okarun at the end where Momo is about to dive into magma from this boy, and he's perfectly fine, and they have that little hug under the stars or whatnot, and she's just so relieved, and I was like, this is perfect, this is wonderful. And I feel like it was definitely a step up from like season 1 in terms of like the character moments and whatnot. And then that doesn't even get into all their other moments from this season. The hand holding in the car, the maid cafe. It was all great. It was wonderful. I listed it out, but fantastic all the way through. Yeah, I'm excited to see this one in season 3 because at the end of the season there is a new character introduced, and I just honestly want to see more of her. I want to see what's going on with that, especially because of the way they ended it. That was a crazy, crazy scene to end it on. But I want to see kind of like how the dynamic is in the group, as well as like Kinta was also added, so that's kind of crazy as well. They're just adding more and more oddballs to this group, and I really enjoy it. And honestly, I might pick up the manga in the meantime, just because I am kind of itching to see what happens next and itching to see the character dynamics. So I might do that, especially since I don't think they confirmed when the new season would be dropping or like a kind of like target date for that. So I'm excited for more Dandadan. But yeah, it was definitely the highlight of my Thursdays this summer. And next up, we have Call of the Night Season 2. I was really excited for this one because it covers my favorite arc in this series, which is the Halloween arc. And I think having read the manga all the way through, I believe that the Halloween arc is by far the best arc in the series. You could argue that the last arc is okay, but I think that one was divisive among some people. But the Halloween arc is really solid because there's great action, there's great character dynamics, there's great development for the story. You get Anko's backstory, you get Nazuna's backstory, it's just a great time. It's honestly a really good time, and I really enjoyed it. I really enjoyed seeing it animated. I love seeing Ko and Nazuna's moments all the time. I love seeing Ko's like half vampirization moment that comes through, and I have a lot of theories on that, especially after finishing the series. But yeah, it was just great seeing all that stuff for the first time, and great seeing Anko's kind of development of getting past her trauma, I guess you could say, even though she doesn't really get past it. I feel like it's always going to be there. But getting past her trauma and realizing that she wasn't living her life, she was just going day to day, hunting, being obsessed with vampires, not actually living for the sake of living, and kind of like getting over that and then resolving herself to live, which is just, it was a really great arc, I think, in that regard. And I think it just shows that like when bad things happen to you, live it. You have to live. Like that is what it comes down to, and I really enjoyed that part of the arc. In my opinion, it's one of the best parts. But yeah, I'm excited for a potential season 3 because I'm sure it will get one. It's a popular series. It's also finished at this point, so I'm sure we'll be getting one in the future, and I can't wait to watch it. Okay, so this one is one I was really excited for, and it's Secrets of a Silent Witch. I'm a pretty big fan of the light novels. I've read, I think, 4 or 5 volumes at this point, which I know there's more out in English. I'm just behind because life gets to you. But this one's a really great story, in my opinion. It's about a shy girl who is one of the most powerful mages in the kingdom and is basically sent to a school to bodyguard the prince. And I know a lot of people, myself included, can be annoyed with shy characters sometimes, but I think Monica is a niche shy character in the sense that she's shy, but she's also very competent. Like she's not inept. Well, she's socially inept, but when it comes to throwing down in a magic battle, that's her girl. You don't want anyone else on your side other than Monica. And in terms of the socialization aspect, she does actually progress in the series, which is another thing that can annoy people, and she does it pretty quickly. And I really enjoy watching her progression, both in the light novel and the anime. And yeah, I don't know. The animation was just really solid. I think that this is definitely another chill series you can throw on and just kind of like watch just to have fun, just to like kick it. And honestly, they do bully her, so maybe it's not entirely stress free, but she has people backing her up, and it's really nice seeing her form those connections and discover that, hey, despite the trauma that I've had in the past, people aren't as scary as I think they are. And honestly, there's a lot of good people who will help you for nothing in return, really, just helping you for the sake of helping you and being kind. And I just really enjoyed that. But yeah, definitely check that one out if you want something that's kind of like cutesy and kind of chill to check out. And I'm a big advocate for the light novels as well. I think they're really well written. All right, next we have Kaiju number 8. Kaiju number 8 is obviously a very popular series, and this season the action did not disappoint. We've got action pretty much all throughout the season. I quite frankly am not the biggest fan of where the series goes from this point onwards. Like I think season 2, which was this current season, covers a lot of stuff that I liked a lot, and was also kind of like when I think the pacing was really solid. And after this, it gets a little rushed, for my opinion, honestly. Um, and I don't know. I feel like sometimes some characters are thrown in there just for the sake of existing rather than serving a purpose in the narrative. But it still is really fun to watch. It's really just a fun series to kind of keep up with. But yeah, the season ends on a cliffhanger, so I'm sure we'll get another season, especially with how popular the manga is. Um, and yeah, we'll just see how it goes. Honestly, I'll keep up with it because I know how it ends, and I'll just throw it on and just watch it. But like I said, it's kind of just something I'm keeping up with at this point. It's not really out of any like uh, massive love for the series at this point. Right, I have been waiting so long for this one, and it's The Fragrant Flower Blooms with Dignity. This is by far one of my favorite romance manga and anime ever. It does not disappoint in any aspect at all. Every episode just feels like you're just getting just serotonin just pumped straight into your brain. It just makes you feel good watching these kids kind of like just get to know each other and kind of like support each other and all that. It's just great. I love just kind of like experiencing the early parts of Karako and Ritsuro's early relationship before they started dating, and just experiencing all of that over again just makes me feel warm and fuzzy inside. It's just really nice. They're both sweet kids. It's just wonderful to watch. And I also just enjoy when watching their friend group expand and kind of like get past that kind of like school rivalry that's kind of like going on, and the gap they have, and just watching them evolve into people who can support each other and realize that, hey, the prejudice we've been fed about like these other people, it's actually not true. They're actually really nice, and honestly, our lives are better with these people in them than without. And yeah, the story only gets better from here. So like my fingers are crossed that we get another season because there are just so many moments after this that are just peak. Like you just, like I said, it's one of the greatest romance series that I have had the pleasure of reading, and I recommend that if you want more of this, go read it. Like literally, go pick it up right now and read it. Like, do it. Um, but yeah, I really hope we get more of this one in anime format. But yes, Cloverworks, I kneel. You did a great job. This one's fantastic. Nothing else really to say there. All right, next up we have My Dress Up Darling Season 2. This is a comfort show of mine. I just really enjoy watching it. I've enjoyed watching it since Season 1. It just really is just a really great show about finding someone who not only appreciates your interests, but also propels you to kind of like do better in your interests and just appreciates you for who you are. Yeah, I don't know. I think it was really fun watching the arc where Gojo gets to befriend more people in his class. as they're kind of like watching him make the cosplay for the school festival. I just really like that one because I think one of the biggest things about Gojo, especially, is that he finds a safe place in Marin, but he doesn't have that really outside of that. Outside of like people that they kind of like know through cosplay events. Like at school, he very much just talks to her, but he kind of gets to like know the other people in his class and realizes like, hey, these people aren't so bad. They're actually like not kind of at all what I thought, and they actually kind of like really appreciate the talents and like think that the things I do are cool, which is just really nice to see him like get over that hump. That's kind of there. And yeah, I just love the portion of the story as well that's kind of about keeping the things you're interested in going into adulthood, because as someone who is 26 at this point, I think it really is important to not care about what people say about your interests, if they're childish or if whatever, whatnot. Like, whatever makes you happy, do it. And honestly, being an adult, even better, because now you have money to spend on those interests. So I just really enjoy watching that kind of like aspect of it play out with Juju and the college students. Yeah, I don't know. Watching Marion grapple with her feelings is always hilarious. She does fail to confess to Gojo at the end of the season, but you know, two of them are cute together in the selfie, so like it's okay. And again, this is another series that's finished at this point, so I'm sure that it'll get another season, and also it's very popular, so I mean, there's no doubt in my mind that it'll happen, and I can't wait to see it. Next up is Clevatess, which is a series that I picked up completely on a whim. I was scrolling on YouTube and then I saw a clip of Clevatess just laying waste to some heroes, and I was like, interesting, let me check that out. And then I pulled it up, and the first episode was an hour long, and I was like, oh, why is this an hour long? And I watched it, and I was like, this is actually really solid. Like, I was surprised at how good it was. Um, it's a dark fantasy anime that doesn't feel too edgy with the story, in my opinion. Like, I feel like a lot of the time things can feel a bit edgy to me, and I'm like, okay, I don't really, you're doing too much. But I feel like this one is like the perfect mix of like dark elements and story, and making it coherent and actually good, and like giving me character development that I like. With like Alicia and Clevatess or Clen, and the other characters in the show. Which, I mean, those two are really the main two that we see on the screen most of the time. But yeah, I don't know. I feel like the animation style is also really well handled. I really love that. It was another thing that caught my eye when I watched it, the clip. I was like, oh, this is like, I don't know how to describe it, but it feels just really, it just fits the what's going on. I don't know, but it was really good. I really enjoy the animation style. It looks great in the action sequences and everything. I'm definitely curious to see where it goes next, just because the ending scene, I don't know what's going on there, but hey, I'm excited to see what happens afterwards. And then of course you had Ellie Goulding on the ending theme, which was amazing. I was sitting there for a couple weeks, like just listening to it, and I was like, where does this voice sound familiar to me from? And then I realized it, and I was like, oh, okay, that tracks. But yeah, it's definitely one of my favorite ending themes to come out of this season, I think. But yeah, hopefully we'll get more Clevatess in the future, and I just, yeah, definitely would recommend that one to anyone who likes dark fantasy, because it's pretty good. Next up, we have Gachiakuta, which was recommended to me by a friend on TikTok. I was not sure what to expect going into this one. I had read the synopsis before, and I kind of skipped it because I thought it was just a basic revenge story. I don't always like those. Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't, but they're really hit or miss for me. So I was like, I can skip this one. But it was recommended, and so I checked it out. And honestly, there's a lot going on. The plot's really solid. I don't even know exactly what it is I like, other than the fact that I might like everything. It's just really interesting to kind of like see the story kind of like grapple with this idea of people and objects, more or less objects, but also to an extent people being replaceable and not cared for by others. But you know, there is power in taking care of an object, and that gives the people within the story kind of like cool abilities and whatnot. So yeah, I don't know. I really liked it. The character dynamics are really good. I really like Rudo. I like how he's grown since he was banished to the ground, my poor boy. But yeah, I think that's like, it was really good. And it's still ongoing, so I'm still watching it. And yeah, I'm excited to see more episodes coming out. And another thing, the characters are dripped out. Like, the character designs, 10, 10, 10. Not a single miss across the board. They're just fantastic. And there's also like three black characters, which as a black anime fan, like even getting one like tan character, I'm like, okay, that's pretty good. But I got three characters with like black hairstyles, and Like these are like they're black. So I'm like, this is great. I love this. So yeah, that was really great. And I can't wait to keep watching it, see more of the plot. I really like kind of like the mystery unfolding between the ground and the sphere. But yeah, definitely check that one out if you want something that feels different. It's definitely still like a battle shonen type show for sure, but it feels different than others to me, and I really like that aspect. So be sure to check it out. All right, and naturally, I saved my gem of the season for last, and that would be Ruri Rocks, no pun intended, because it is about rocks. This one really scratches that kind of like cute girls doing cute things itch in the back of your brain, while also being educational. Like, I have a pretty good foundation in earth science. Shout out to my science teachers. But quite frankly, I still learned a few things from this anime, and I really enjoyed learning. It was great. I was like, wow, I didn't know that about sapphire or pyrite before. So it was just really nice, kind of like learning about the different minerals and crystals and rocks throughout the story. The animation in this show, listen, it is one of the best animated shows of the season, possibly even of the year. I'm claiming that it's phenomenal. It's fantastic. Like every episode had a moment where I was kind of blown away with how good the animation was and how solid it was, and just how pretty everything looked. And it does that for 13 episodes straight. You get one of those basically every episode. It's fantastic. The character dynamics, I love the mentorship kind of like thing that Nagi, who's a grad student who's kind of teaching Ruri, the main character, about rocks. I love the mentorship kind of thing they have going on. And I really love how, at its core, this is about a girl who has a surface level interest in just like pretty rocks and whatnot, but then more or less through chance decides to take a deeper dive into her interest and find something that she really likes and that she actually like might even want a career in, or that she just enjoys just going out and doing and learning about all these things. And honestly, as someone who is in STEM, I think that is how it goes for a lot of people. Sometimes you have a surface level interest in something and then you dig a little deeper and you're like, wow, this is really interesting. So yeah, I really enjoyed that, and I definitely think everyone should check this one out if you have the chance. It's fantastic. It's good vibes. It's great vibes. Like honestly, like you can, yeah, I don't know. It puts you at peace. Like just throw it on a Sunday, which was when it was airing, and just sit back and relax, because that's what this will do. It just makes you feel relaxed. But yeah, those are my thoughts on that one. And that brings us to the end of the video. That's everything I watched in the summer season. If you've watched to this point, thank you so much for watching the entire thing. I love you very much. If you didn't watch the entire thing, you just like went through the timestamps and just like picked out what you wanted to look at. Still, thank you for like tapping in and watching the video. This is my first video. I kind of want to start doing more of these on this YouTube channel just because I've tried shorter things on TikTok and it's fun, but I do think I just prefer longer content just because I like to run my mouth a lot, as we can see. And yeah, I haven't figured out like an uploading cadence. We'll probably see in the coming weeks and months how I can keep up with this. But yeah, this will also be my first crack at editing, so we'll see how that goes. And I apologize if this is poorly edited. But again, thank you so much for watching the entire video, and I hope to see you soon in the next one. I'm definitely taking ideas also for types of content that people might want to see. So yeah, comment ideas, things you want to see, and yeah, maybe I'll try and include them. But again, thank you so much.